Okay, we are introducing Yudit, who we're here in Beit Chabad in Addis Ababa. And Yudit, you've just spent a month in Gonda, here in Ethiopia.
True.
Can I ask, who sent you and how come you decided to go to Gonda?
Okay, so I wanted to travel and I wanted something more than just traveling, so I decided to take a part of my trip to volunteer in the Jewish community in Gonda. And there are two organizations that sent me. They're combined. One is founding, the other one is thought about the idea and they're sending us.
And these are Israeli organizations?
Yeah, both are. One is the Ma'avak La'alat Yudei Ethiopia, and the second one is Shvut Ami. And there is a rabbi called Rav Glassman, and he's the rabbi of the communities here in Addis.
Waldman, I've actually spoken to him. Waldman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken
So
to
he's
him.
the rabbi of both communities here in Addis and in Gonda. I just came back, so here is still Gonda. So the Jewish community in Gonda, they are from Zera Israel. They wait for Aliyah because their families are in Israel. There were two groups in the history of Ethiopia. One was called the Oraim. They were keeping the Torah. That's the only thing they had. They didn't have the Talmud.
The oral law. They never had the oral law, the Talmud. For our listeners out there, they were exiled after the first temple.
Yes, so they were exiled.
Or they left after the first temple. Yeah.
Believed to be. It's a theory nobody can prove. But they had something very similar to Judaism, and they said they were Jewish. They acted like Jewish as much as they could with the Torah and without the Talmud.
And they kept the traditions all the centuries.
So I believe some things were forgotten from generation to generation, but what they could and what they had written they did. I must say that the Torah wasn't written in Hebrew here. It was written in Gez. That's something that raises a lot of questions. How did it happen? Maybe. But in Judaism, people who want to be Jewish and come twice a day to the synagogue and are willing to accept everything. So after a while, if they wait for 18 years, for example, in Gonda, I think they deserve to come to Israel and make Aliyah, even though they might have tiny connection to Judaism.
Yeah.
So the community there are waiting, like I said, for years for Aliyah.
And is there a large amount of people in the community?
In Addis and Gonda together, there are 9,000 people.
And they're waiting to make Aliyah.
They're waiting to make Aliyah.
And they really want to come to Israel.
They do.
They have this desire, this longing
always
to come home.
When I asked the kids, what is your dream? So they were like, injera bashiro, like it's a traditional food. And I'm like, no, what is your biggest dream? Biggest dream? To go to Israel.
Wow.
Israel Agere. And it's their biggest dream. They sing about it, all the songs, and they finish the prayer every day with the Am Yisrael Chai and the Tikva song. Twice a day they come for Shacharit in the morning and Mincha Mariv at the evening. And they just stand all the community together, men, women, kids, and they all pray together. Actually, they say amen to what the Chazanim.
Wow.
Because the adults, they don't know to read or to write. So they just listen, and in each bracha they say amen. And yeah.
And how is the living conditions in Gonda? Is it difficult?
It is. I think conditions are, compared. So if they came to Israel, when I came here, I was like, wow, when they come to Israel, it's like getting a penthouse.
It's a different world.
Because they live in like mud houses.
Very simple. Simple. It's like simple.
Yeah, simple, or I would say poor, but it's that's how everybody lives here. So they live in mud houses, no windows, all in the same room.
Electricity? Is there any electricity?
There is maybe a little lamp, but for example, yesterday I was in a house of one of the guys who make Aliyah this week, and there was no light. So maybe a little lamp we were just sitting in the dark and saying goodbye to him. So they live very simply. The kids, their clothes are ripped apart, and I mean, but they're happy. One of the things that inspired me in the first days that I was in Gonda was that I played cards with one of the kids, and the game is called sets. So I have to make sets, and he has to make sets, and whoever has more sets, then he wins. And I was much better. So I was like, I will give him a gift, one set. I was like Satota, which means gift in Amharic.
And you learned pretty quickly to speak.
Tinish.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's very intelligent.
That's amazing. Okay.
Thanks. So I was playing with him, and I gave him this gift, and he's sitting like with, I don't know, ripped shirts, pants, shoes like of plastic, and it's raining outside. And after a few minutes, he also had a set, so he gave it back to me, and he said, Sitota.
Wow.
And I was so amazed to see, how he knows how to give.
Yeah.
Even though he's in need, he knows what it means to give, and he's one of the kids who was leading in our project of teaching the little kids, because he knew a bit Hebrew, so we're sitting together with him and a few friends of him who know how to speak Hebrew. And we talk about methods of teaching. And afterwards, each one of them takes 4 kids and they teach them. It's weird for me to look at the camera.
No, but you're doing amazing. You're very natural, and it's incredible.
So we were sitting together talking about methods, how to do it, how to teach. We're talking about it that kids, they need, like flowers. Like flowers need water, oxygen, whatever. So kids need love. And so we were just talking about education and how to teach and how to do it as the Hebrew. After Hebrew, we did numbers or body parts or little sentences, and slowly they were learning, and they learn how to teach. And this is something they will keep doing also when I'm not there, hopefully, until they come.
They will do it.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I'll get to stay in touch with them somehow. They don't have WhatsApp or...
And let me ask, as a community, it's many generations, it's many centuries even.
Yeah.
They kept the Jewishness, they kept their traditions.
So this community didn't. Their families, they are the Beit Israel, and they're in Israel. And once they heard about the state of Israel, and then that there is an opportunity to come, so they all came from the villages, and they left their families, their friends, their jobs, just to come to wait. And they wait for years. Some of them wait for 20 years in Gonda, because they want to come to Israel. So, and because they assimilated, they can prove their Judaism. And also there are some families, for example, I know one guy that is Jewish, he's 100% Jewish, but it was such an insult for his family. There are Kes family, rabbis in Ethiopia from Beit Israel. It was such an insult for them that his grandmother married a Christian, and they just say, don't let him come to Israel.
Wow.
Because for Beit Israel, they suffered so much in order to keep the Judaism that they had, the Torah, even though they didn't have Talmud. What they had, they kept. And assimilation wasn't,
It was frowned upon, it was frowned down upon.
Yeah. So, but we cannot know, for example, answering for Kaddish or Kedusha. I didn't do it. I just stood there in case there are 10 Jews here, so I'll just stand. And if not, you can't know. Might be that all of them are Jews. Sure. Unlikely. Might be that some of them are 100% Jews and they don't even know, and they can prove.
And how did the community accept you when you came?
So we come for a very short time. We come for a month or 2. And they're just used to us. This program is running 2 years now. And there are always people coming, so they're used to us, and they're very warm and lovely, and they're just, I fell in love in the first few days, and I hope I'll see them all in Israel.
And I'm sure they must have really loved having you there as well.
I hope so.
Gee. And it's been for you a very positive experience?
Yeah.
And in your opinion, Am Israel, we should do much more to encourage the Aliyah and to bring these people back home
Yeah, I mean,
to fulfill their dreams and their wishes.
so yeah, this is their biggest dream, and I also say in Judaism, people who come 1, 2, 3 times, and they say I want to be Jewish, and you tell them do this and that, and they do, and they accept everything. Eventually, they do Giyur, and all of them, when they come to Israel, they do Giyur L'Chumrah, because we don't know, maybe they are. So it's Giyur L'Chumrah, and whoever doesn't accept everything or doesn't go through the test, they might send him back to Ethiopia.
Wow.
But it is a question. I mean, after all the 9,000 people who are here will come to Israel, so their families will come and say, hey, we also have a part in Judaism. So I don't know if it has an end. But I think that people who are willing and who come twice a day to synagogue, like I said, left everything behind.
They made a big sacrifice. A tremendous sacrifice.
I mean, they sacrificed everything.
Yeah.
And they live in poverty. I mean, it's all,
It's all relative,
It doesn't count poverty here because everybody is like that. But, I mean, they gave up everything. So I think there should be some criterions to show they're all willing to accept and to do and to learn, and they're very curious, the kids, and super intelligent.
And now that you've been here for a month and you've been there, how does your expectations of what was going to be, and now that you have been here, did it fulfill your expectations?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know exactly what I'm going to go through, but I wanted to. I said a month or maybe a bit more is nothing, so I wouldn't tell, but at least I would know where they came from, and when I come back to Israel, so I can know them better. And this I fulfilled, I think. I have now a much bigger perspective, and.
Well, I'm sure that all the people, you touched them deeply, and you made a very positive impact. You can see from your way, you've got a very pleasant, very nice way. And Bezrat Hashem, the answers should be prayed, and their prayers should be answered, and that they'll come home. Okay, Toda Rabba.
Thank you.
Amash Toda. Thank you so very much.